Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Pennsylvania series. We are finally in the home stretch. We only have this last section to complete. You can see we have done Main Street, Carnivore Corner, Jurassic Park, Prehistoric Bay, Pterosaur Heights, the operations area, and then the parking lot. So this is the final section of the park. We are so close. This has been a tremendous experience. I hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. And why don't we just go ahead and get right into what my plans are for this final area, and we'll kind of go from there. So, with all that said, the general idea that I have kind of laid out in my head at the moment is I want to do a nice circular enclosure right here in the middle that everything's going to kind of revolve around. It'll be just probably a small herbivore. There will be some elevation changes in here to help tie it in with Pterosaur Heights and the elevation changes that you see over here. Additionally, I'll do another small herbivore enclosure over on this side. Probably somewhat circular, but not super. It's not going to be like a straight circle. It's just going to fill whatever space that I can. And then over here, I'll do a Stegosaurus enclosure. I love my Stegosauruses. I try to include them in as many builds as I can. I think probably the only build I haven't had them in yet was Isla Sorna. So I'll include them over here as a standalone. The fence line is going to be kind of interesting, so I want to do the concrete barriers for these two small herbivore enclosures. I don't want to do the big massive fences. But for the Stegosaurus and this other enclosure over here, I want to do the regular fences. This one's going to be a little interesting because it will have to follow the terrain heights. I don't want to have it up at the top, but I also don't want the fences to be down at the bottom. So I'll probably have to do some sort of maneuvering with the terrain to make it kind of fit somewhere in the middle. I think that'll look pretty good. Then over here, I'm going to do one massive enclosure. It's going to be kind of like the herbivore enclosure in Jurassic Park, except probably at least twice as big. I mean, you see how big this one is, and then you look at how much space we have to work with over here. That's going to be a lot. So the idea is going to be multiple herbivores, some sauropods, and then some other smaller dinosaurs and stuff like that. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know the full list. I'm hoping to get maybe between 5 and 7 species in this section, which I think is definitely going to be doable because I got 4 over in this one. So I don't know why I wouldn't be able to get, 7 or so in this one. As far as the rest of the layout goes, I do want to do some shops and restaurants and stuff like that over here by the monorail station. I think that'll look really good. This monorail station's a little bit further away from Main Street, so I figured having some amenities for the guests in this part of the park makes more sense. Comparing it to Carnivore Corner. Carnivore Corner doesn't really have anything, which did kind of upset me a little. I do wish I was able to get something in here, maybe like one shop or whatever. All I've got is a bathroom and a tour, but it worked out. It's still good. It's awesome. But that is one thing that I wish I would have been able to do differently. But at the same time, I'm not as concerned with it just because the walkable tour area for Carnivore Corner is so small and it's so close to Main Street that I don't really think it makes that much of a difference, because if they want to come back for, a souvenir or a drink or some food or whatever, they'll just come to Main Street. Whereas over here, this one's obviously a little bit further away. So I think it definitely makes more sense to have some sort of amenity on this section. And then that's pretty much going to be it. That's going to be Herbivore Grove. Now, I obviously missed or skipped this piece over here, and I'm going to save that as a nice little surprise. This will be the final episode. I do have some plans for this space, but I don't want to get into that just yet. So with all that said, stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks.